The world of Star Trek, known for its epic space adventures and complex characters, is about to get a thrilling new addition. The children of some of the most iconic Star Trek characters stepping into the spotlight and forcing a reality filled with danger and uncertainty. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Let's find out more about it. In the realm of Star Trek, there's a buzz about IDW Publishing's upcoming series, Sons of Star Trek. It's a new venture from writer Morgan Hampton and artist Angel Hernandez, set to hit the shelves in February. Announced at the New York Comic-Con. It's got fans and comic lovers talking. This isn't just another chapter in the Star Trek universe. It's a continuation of a pivotal event known as the Day of Blood, involving a massive conflict among the galaxy's godlike entities. Sons of the renowned Captain Benjamin Cisco and Worf. But the narrative expands beyond these two, incorporating children of other legendary Star Trek figures, along with familiar faces like Nog and Q Jr., the son of Q. The series promises a deep dive into the aftermath of Captain Cisco and Worf's struggle against the Red Path, a formidable Klingon cult, especially focusing on how these events have impacted Alexander's life. An intriguing sneak peek into the Sons of Star Trek reveals Alexander in a Federation jail cell with Jake sitting outside. This powerful image sets the stage for their complex journey ahead. Adding to the intrigue, our protagonists are depicted in Starfleet uniforms, despite not being members. Alexander's story is particularly compelling. Long estranged from his father, Worf, he's been entangled in the dangerous Red Path cult, leading him to a near-death experience that eventually reunites him with Worf. The contrast between Jake and Alexander's experiences is striking. Jake, despite losing his mother early, had the constant presence of his father, while Alexander's relationship with Worf was fraught with challenges. Many fans consider Worf's parenting well-meaning but flawed, contributing to Alexander's descent into a life-threatening situation. Post the God War, Alexander stands at a critical juncture, needing to carve out a new path for himself. Jake Cisco emerges as a potential guide in the journey. Alexander's struggle, caught between his human and Klingon heritage, mirrors the experience of Nog, Jake's best friend and the first Ferengi in Starfleet. Nog's unique journey could provide invaluable insight for Alexander. Jake Sisko's story is equally introspective. The return of his father, Captain Cisco, after a prolonged absence, has thrown his life into an emotional whirlwind. For Jake, his father is more than a captain or an emissary. He's Dad. The loss and subsequent return of his father are experiences only Jake can fully appreciate. Yet the reunion isn't as straightforward as one might expect. Captain Sisko's involvement in missions on the USS Thesis leaves little room for rebuilding their relationship, leaving Jake feeling aimless and possibly resentful, despite his unacknowledged feelings. His primary goal remains keeping his family united. Alexander's position at the beginning of the series is particularly poignant. He's been manipulated and used by the Red Path, leaving him feeling more isolated than ever. Haunted by his actions and struggling with guilt, he faces the enormous challenge of atoning for his past. Sons of Star Trek transcends typical space adventure tropes, delving into self-discovery, past trauma, and the quest for identity amidst life chaos. Morgan Hampton's narrative promises to bring a realistic and profound depth to these characters, resonating with both longtime fans and newcomers. Then there's Q Jr., the ultimate wildcard, embodying the trickster nature of his father, Q. His character adds an unpredictable element to the mix. He's a bit of a spoiled child, and his interactions with Jake and Alexander could provide some fascinating dynamics. Now, let's hear from Morgan Hampton, the writer behind this exciting new series. When asked about what he feels like to be writing Star Trek comic series, Hampton shares his deep connection with the franchise. He spent a significant part of his pandemic alone in San Francisco apartment, immersing himself in the Star Trek universe for hours on end. These characters have become like family to him. He expresses his excitement and disbelief at the opportunity to contribute to their stories, a feeling he anticipates will persist even when holding the final product in his hands. Hampton finds it thrilling to work with the particular Star Trek era. This period allows him to focus on some of his favorite characters who haven't been in the limelight much. He follows in the footsteps of these writers by bringing together characters you wouldn't normally expect to see together. Working with artist Angel Hernandez on the new timeline has been a thrilling experience for Hampton. It's like playing in a sandbox of limitless possibilities where different universes and timelines intertwine. And guess what? This gave Hampton the chance to bring together characters in ways that are both fun and perhaps a little surprising. One of the standout features of this alternate universe, as Hampton reveals, is seeing Jake and Alexander in Starfleet uniforms, something that never happened in the original timeline. It's a visual twist that underscores how different this reality is. And let's not forget Angel Hernandez's touch. His design of these alternate Starfleet uniforms is something to look out for. They're not just any uniforms, they're unique, they're fresh, and they're a nod to what-ifs of the Star Trek universe. Now let's talk about Nog. He's a pivotal character in the story, but with a twist. He's from the main universe. Nog, as Hampton shares, is one of your favorite characters in all of Star Trek. He's the underdog who took a path everyone thought was meant for Jake and not only walked it, but excelled. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite his success, Nog struggles with feelings of being an imposter, especially as the first Ferengi in Starfleet. He doesn't just wear a uniform, he carries the weight of being a trailblazer, of lifting into a role with no prior blueprint. Imagine the pressure, the doubts, the constant struggle to belong. That's Nog's reality. He fought in the Dominion War, rose through the ranks, but still grapples with these feelings. Hampton aims to explore Nog's journey in the context, delving into the psychological and emotional aspects of being a pioneer in uncharted territory. Alright, let's talk about Sons of Star Trek and some of the intriguing characters it brings to the forefront. One character that's sparking a lot of curiosity is Q's son, affectionately known as QJ. Remember the last time we saw him? He was causing quite a stir on the Voyager, almost getting himself turned into an amoeba, or even worse, a human. But thanks to his dad, Q, he got out of the predicament. Since then, he's been kind of laying low, watching the stories of the galaxy unfold from a distance. Now, he's part of the new generation of Q and wants to do things a bit differently. But as Morgan Hampton puts it, changing old societal habits, it isn't easy. Writing QJ has been both fun and challenging for Hampton. He's not just there for laughs. There's more to him than just being the comic relief. Hampton is excited to dive into QJ's deeper issue and explore them in the story. Now, about the other characters joining this wild ride. There's Beckett Mariner from the crew of the USS Avery in this alternate universe. This is her comic debut outside of the Lower Decks comics, and Hampton finds her a blast to write. She's been reimagined for this alternate context, and seeing her in artist Angel Hernandez style is something special. Hampton keeps his cards close to his chest about the rest of the USS Avery's crew, but he hints into a wild mix of characters. It sounds like he's got the green light to mix and match to his heart's content, so expect some unexpected pairings and interactions. As for the overall plot and the actions of Son of Star Trek, Hampton teases something extraordinary. Think existential crisis, time-bending scenarios, and alternate universe surprises. This series isn't just about space battles and exploration. It's about delving deep into the character's psyche, understanding their scars, and seeing how they react to the most challenging situations. The series aims to push these characters to their limits, exploring emotions and feelings they might have been neglecting. The ultimate goal? By the end of this adventure, these characters should be on a path to living their best lives. With Sons of Star Trek, we're not just getting a new story, we're getting a fresh perspective on familiar characters, seeing them in situations they've never faced before, and perhaps understanding them on a deeper level than ever. It's shaping up to be a wild, emotional, and thrilling journey in the Star Trek universe. So what do you think about this new take on the Star Trek universe? Are you excited to see how Jake Cisco, Alexander Rosenko, and the rest navigate their alternate reality? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you're thrilled as we are, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.